What kind of life could you build if nothing could pull you out of control? Think about it. Every time you react, whether it's anger, panic, or frustration, you give someone else the steering wheel. One comment ruins your day. One delay breaks your focus. One look and you spiral. That's not strength, that's emotional slavery. The Stoics lived in turbulent times, yet they remained composed, clear, and calm. Why? Because they trained their minds to respond, not react. They understood the real battle isn't outside, it's within. This video is your blueprint. 9 timeless principles to help you take your power back, to stop being a puppet and start being the master of your emotions. If you're tired of losing control, of being easily shaken, of handing your peace over to anyone with an attitude, this is where it ends. Let's begin. Number 1. Silence is your first victory. You don't need to match how loud they are. You don't have to answer or clap back. Calm, deliberate silence that you are fully in control of is the first and most powerful thing you can do to take back control of your emotions. When someone irritates you, know that it is your own opinion that has irritated you, Epictetus said. The words don't hurt you. How you read them makes a difference. How deeply you let them become a part of who you are. The wound is inside, while the insult is outside. But here's the truth. You are the only one who can make that hole open. And being quiet is the shield that keeps it from ever breaking your peace. Being aware is possible in silence. You start to see things for what they really are. Tricks meant to hook you and pull you into the same chaos that other people are drowning in. You change things when you choose not to respond, though. You take away the bait. You take the fuel away from their fire. All of a sudden they're found out, because your quiet makes them deal with their own noise. Being quiet doesn't make you weak. It means you're no longer needing to win every deal. That means you've learned not to move. Seneca said, "It is better to beat our grief than to trick it." It's the same with anger, pride, and the strong need to react. You don't hide your feelings when you choose silence. You take control of them. It's yours. Yes, I feel it, but I don't do what it says, you say. Don't forget that people do notice. Being quiet is scary. People who expect chaos are scared by it. It gives you room. Your power grows there. When everything is going on around you, the person who stays quiet has it all. You are not responding to the world. You are just watching it, doing the math, figuring it out, not becoming your feelings, but letting them go through you. As the Stoics said, he who controls his tongue controls his life. They were right. You don't have to answer every insult. Not every slight needs a speech. How quickly you can defend something doesn't tell you how valuable it is. It's possible to say something very strong without saying anything at all. Allow them to talk. Let them poke. They'll be curious about why you're not biting. Your mind is too fixed, too quiet, not enough airy. They came to fight, but you kept quiet. And that quiet, that's your first win. Number 2. Emotion is the enemy of logic. The mind gets stuck in the trunk when feeling takes over. You can't think straight. What you say is permanent, and then you feel bad about it, but it's too late. Anger is like acid. It can hurt the container it's stored in more than the thing it's poured on, Seneca warned. You feel better when you respond. It kills you, though, because feeling without control is bad. When feelings come flooding in, remember to breathe. Let thought catch up with that breath. When logic comes back, clarity follows. The vast majority of people fall here. They let their feelings run their lives like a dictator barking orders in the split second between being triggered and reacting. Pause not needed. That's it. Only my honest opinion. That isn't toughness. Emotional slavery is that. And when you act without thinking, you let someone else control your mindset. Marcus Aurelius, who was in charge of a kingdom, kept telling himself, "You have control over your mind, not outside events. If you understand this, you will be strong. Your mind is your real estate. But if you let your feelings take over, it turns into a battleground, one where the only person you're really fighting is your own lack of control." Feelings scream, "Do something now." "Wait," says logic. Emotions tell you to hit back. "Look closer," says common sense. Being emotional destroys relationships. Boundaries are made by logic. People who act on their feelings might win the battle, but they usually lose the war. Trust is hurt by him. He hurts people's feelings. He wastes chances in order to feel better for a short time. The storm is held back by the man who leads with reason. He seems to be waiting, takes note, understands. When he does act, it's planned out and not a mess. It's not about hiding how you feel. It has to do with mastering them. Getting angry, jealous, or sad is a normal part of being human, but letting your thoughts decide what you do. When that happens, you lose yourself. Do nothing the next time your anger rises and your hands get crackly. Keep the fire from spreading. Relax. Carefully consider. Also, tell yourself that logic is loyal, even if your emotions are loud. The men who can act the fastest are not the best. They take the longest pauses, for they know that feeling is the enemy of reason. Reason is the one who keeps the peace. Number 3, never let someone else set your temperature. If someone can make you mad at will, they have you. If their look can make you feel bad, they are in charge. That's not being strong, that's being a slave. Marcus Aurelius knew this when he said, "You can always choose not to have an opinion. Don't get worked up about anything." Take a look at that. You don't need to answer. You don't even have to decide what you think. A lot of people just stand there and wait for something to bother them. You stay put as you walk around. You stay calm while they cause trouble. That's how you keep your power safe. Keeping your emotions in check doesn't mean burying them. You need to be able to tell the difference between what's yours and what's being pushed on you. Most people are like thermometers. Their mood changes based on how other people are feeling. One insult? On fire. One cold shoulder? Gets cold. To be honest, a Stoic man is a thermostat. He decides how hot it is. When he walks into the room, everything changes to fit him. People who raise their voice don't make you jump. You don't react to their anger with anger. You let them win when you do that. They pushed your button, and you went through a dance. That is not command. That's being emotionally dependent. Anyone who can make you angry becomes your master, Epictetus said. Take that in. "He made me mad" is a sign of weakness every time you say it. You're saying that you own it. "This person holds the remote control to my mind," you say. But the truth is that your mind is your land. No one else can get in without your permission. You decide what to do. You decide what people respond to and what they don't. And most things, they don't deserve anything good. Think about how strong you'd be if no one could hurt you. Think about how powerful you'd feel if you could walk through chaos with a sense of calm. That's not a dream. That's getting ready. That is mastering yourself. Don't play their game the next time they try to get you too upset. Don't give up your peace for nothing. If you have to, smile. If it feels right, leave. But don't let other people tell you how to feel. When you let them set your temperature, the battle is over for you. Number 4, detachment is a shield, not a wall. Because you don't care, you don't separate. You separate because your peace is more important to you. Being detached doesn't mean you stop feeling, it just means you stop sinking. You can still see the storm, but it doesn't take you away anymore. The Stoics practiced something they called apatheia, which means mental peace that comes from being disciplined and clear. Epictetus said it best, don't explain your philosophy. Take it on. That is, you don't tell people to be quiet, you become calm. You don't look for calm, you live it. Everyone tells you to really care about everything. Every word, every picture, every dirty look, and every gossip. But that's how you get worn out. Spread out, reacting, and off-center. Getting back to your heart means letting go of things. It's what lets you look without taking in. Respond instead of reacting. Move without being moved. Allow people to talk. Allow things to break down. Let things happen the way they will. Because you lose power the more you try to keep it. You get your energy back when you finally let go of that need, when you truly separate. You take back who you are. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "You have to put together your life yourself, action by action." He was emperor, but he kept his soul stable. And be happy if each one gets as close to its goal as it can. That's moving separation. Pay attention to only what is yours, your thoughts, your decisions, and your attitude. What about the rest? Not your duty to carry. Being detached doesn't mean you don't feel anything. It means you feel the feeling, but you don't let it control how you act. You don't hold on so tight that every loss breaks you. You don't depend so much on approval from other people that every insult breaks your heart. If you want to keep the peace, you don't build walls. You just hold the line. You can love someone and still separate yourself from them. You can care, but still leave. You can be angry and calm at the same time. Detachment is not the same as shutting down. It's about being selective about what you let into your mind and what makes your heart feel empty. So stop the next time something tries to get your attention. Do you want to carry it? Does it help or hurt your peace? If not, don't worry about it. That's not being weak. That's smart. For the Stoics, that was their shield in war. It wasn't made of steel, but of peace, clarity, and control. Number 5, master the pause. There is a cause for every emotional response. What most people don't know, though, is that there is a moment between the trigger and your reaction. Waiting. Within that moment is your superpower. For heaven's sake, practice yourself in little things, Epictetus said. A small thing like the pause can make a big difference. Even before the insult sinks in, before they make their comeback, take a moment before you move your hands. It only takes one breath to change the whole moment. Your mind can cool down during that breath, but your body is still feeling hot. That's the difference between being emotionally stable and acting out your feelings. Not having any feelings, but having the choice to feel them. Everyone lives their lives automatically. When someone says something hurtful, their feelings jump out of control like a reaction. But what about you? You have to train yourself to put in a pause. Feelings, words, and looks won't control you. You decide when and how to answer. You may also choose not to answer at all. Marcus Aurelius got ready for these instances by training. If something outside of you bothers you, the pain is not from the thing itself, but from how you think about it, and you can change this perception at any time, he said. During the pause, you can change your guess or what you consider to mean. You rethink the insult. The necessity is called into question. You learn to control your feelings before they take over. During the break, you should apply your discipline. It is also something you can build. Make a small start by counting to 3 before you answer. Keep your distance when you feel squished. Take a big breath in before speaking. These aren't idle strategies. They're battle axes that get better with practice and patience. The smartest part of you is heard in those seconds. The part that is not afraid of ego. That part that doesn't want to win or be in charge, but just wants to stay calm. If you lose power every time someone presses your button, what's the point? An expert at pausing is an expert at himself. This is the best kind of danger. Pausing before you talk, before you lash out, before you spiral. Hard to reach, focused. Don't panic when things go wrong, because things will always go wrong for you. That emotional trigger is up to you, though. You can either pull it or let it go with power and quiet. Number 6, choose response over reaction. Reaction is very basic. Animals do it all the time. Response is planned. That's what smart people do. One is staying alive, the other is having power. The Stoics didn't reject feelings. Instead, they studied them, asked questions about them, and trained them. He who is brave is free, Seneca wrote. Being brave doesn't mean running into every fight. To refuse to fall into every trap is what it means. Giving up is reacting. Responding is being a leader. You give up your power when you react. You allow the outside world to tell you what to feel inside. It's a snap decision. It's loud, it's not smart. You say the thing, you send the letter, you punch. Also, you're left with guilt and damage afterward. But when you answer, you take back control. You don't try to hide the feeling, you accept it. This is something you feel, but you don't give it to them. You utilize it. You wait until the storm is over before making a move. That's toughness that most people will never get. Marcus Aurelius, who led one of the most powerful nations in history, wrote to himself every day to remind him of things. The best way to get back at someone is to not be like them, is written in one post. Take a look at that. People who attack you and you hit them back in the same way win. You've turned into them. What makes you rise, though, is when you react with calm, clear thinking. You change what's going on. Smart people are not the same as instinctive people. It's nature to react. Response is smart and patient at the same time. I'm not afraid of silence, it says. I'm not scared of having to wait. I don't have to show anyone anything. Responding doesn't mean you never say anything. It doesn't mean you're not active. It means you've given it some thought, that you pick your words carefully and don't just throw them out, that what you do is for your own peace, not your own pride. And here's the truth. People will test you. They will poke fun at you and try to get you to join their storm. Now is the time to learn how to pause, breathe, and react without blowing up. Reaction may feel good for a short time, but reaction builds power that lasts. You win more than just the moment. So don't act when the tension builds and your whole body wants to. Let others get lost in their urges. You then stand up. Because kings don't move. Warrior dogs don't bark. The wise don't follow, they lead. Number 7. You don't owe anyone your energy. Not everyone should be able to see how you feel. A lot of people don't even deserve your time. You don't have to answer every complaint. You shouldn't get angry over every little thing. You deserve peace. The best revenge is not to be like your enemy, Marcus Aurelius told himself every day. That's not being weak, it's being smart. It's how to get above things. The enemy wants you to do something. They wish for you to lose your cool. They want to throw you off and get you involved in their drama. But you don't always answer the door when someone knocks on your spirit. You keep your space safe like a castle. Consider your energy a valuable and limited resource. You're spending some of that cash every time you let someone's words upset you or make you angry. Additionally, you may be spending it on people who don't even appreciate it. It's simple to get caught up in someone else's trouble and give in to the urge to solve a problem or make a point. But what do you get out of it? Temporary satisfaction? Verification? That's not a profitable return on investment. You will react differently to the world when you see your feelings as something valuable that needs to be cared for, protected, and nurtured. Being calm isn't for everyone. Who you let decide how you feel is not everyone's job. You take back control of your life when you stop trying to protect yourself or hold on to your comfort. The poor person is not the one who has too little, but the one who wants more, Seneca wrote. Emotional energy is the same way. It's not about getting more time, validation, or acceptance from other people. It has to do with not wanting any outward validation at all. When you stop caring what other people think and stop giving your energy away for free, you build an inner power that can't be broken. You don't need to be someone everyone can talk to. You don't have to argue with everyone. People who don't understand you don't need you to describe yourself. Your power is yours. Also, don't give away your mental peace for no reason, just like you wouldn't give away your money. You get stronger as you guard your energy more. You decide who can see it. You decide who you talk to. You stay in charge when you do that. You don't have to give anyone your peace. It's yours. That's real freedom. Remember this the next time someone tries to drag you into their mess. You don't have to answer them. You don't have to give them your peace of mind. Keep your peace. Keep your energy safe. And get up. Number 8, be still when the world is loud. The world we live in now is a mess. Everyone is yelling to be heard. The really strong people, though, are the ones who don't say much but pay close attention. Being still is a tool. It's not apathy. It's accuracy. You can see more when you're still. You hear more. You know more now. That means that people will remember your answer if you choose to give one. In a world full of noise, the art of quiet is the only thing that can make sense of everything. A lot of people react, they answer, they make noise because they believe it's the only way to be seen. But the real power is in not doing anything, by choosing to look. When you stay calm and in control, no matter how loud the storm gets. The great philosopher Seneca once said, "We don't have little time to live. We waste a lot of it." Being still will help you stop losing time and energy on things that don't matter. In the quiet, you stop being affected by the world's distractions. Stop getting involved in every little drama and anger that lasts only a moment. You instead pay attention to what's important. Picture going into a room full of people who are arguing and trying to get your attention. Your first thought might be to join in and add your voice to the noise. When things are that clear, though, being still helps. It lets you pay close attention, take in what's going on, and pick your words or silence carefully. When things like this happen, someone who can stay still is alluring. Not having to talk gives you power. People can't ignore the power that's in the calm. Being still lets you think things through before you act. It helps you resist the urge to do something because everyone else is telling you to. But when you're still, you see that many of the things people worry about, fight over, or yell about are temporary and not important. You don't have to fight back against every threat. You don't need to tell everyone about yourself. You don't have to get caught up in the confusion of other people either. The world we live in moves quickly, so silence is rare. It's a way to protest. And the strong, they accept it. They know they don't have to be loud to be heard. To be understood, they don't have to do anything. They only need to be there, watching, taking it all in, and understanding. Be still when everything else is loud, because the world will quiet down in the end, but the power you gain from being still will last forever. Number 9. Emotional control is the ultimate flex. Some folks show off their money, others show power. The most uncommon flex, though, avoiding action, looking at chaos straight on and not backing down, exploring anger, disrespect, and frustration while also keeping grounded. This is the edge of the fighter. This is how the Stoics live their lives. Epictetus said, "The only good goal in life is freedom." And being in charge of your emotions is the only thing that can truly set you free. In a world where money, fame, and dominance are seen as loud ways to show strength, the real strength is in being in charge of your own emotions. Think about it. Being strong means not being affected by the things going wrong around you or the things that bother you. Now you have power. That's being free. People will test you. They will try to test your boundaries, anger you, or make you feel something. The simple way out is to lose your cool and act out in anger or rage. But the Stoics said that what you don't do shows how strong you really are. It's being able to stand strong in the storm without being harmed. It's the best flex ever. You are in charge of your life when you react with poise and don't let insults or anger change your mood. You have power over things, people, and most importantly, yourself when you can control your emotions. No one can touch you because you don't let them change how you feel inside. The Stoics put a lot of value on mental control for a reason. Avoiding strife isn't enough. You need to work on making peace that can't be broken. It's about building an inner wall that no outside force can get through. No one can control you once you feel good about yourself. You are no longer dependent on what happens in the outside world. It is not the world that changes how you feel. You change how you feel. Gaining mental control isn't simple. Constant practice, self-awareness, and a deep knowledge of yourself are needed. Developing it, on the other hand, causes a big change. You really don't need to prove yourself anymore. Being heard doesn't mean shouting. Being recognized doesn't require a fight. Quietness, stillness, and unwavering peace become your message. Something can't rule you when you're in charge of your feelings. That's the best flex ever. Not display of power, but control over oneself. You're the strongest person in the room when you stand tall in the face of chaos and don't let the outside world control your mood. The world will always test you. You will be pushed, insulted, ignored, and angered. You don't need to jump, though. You don't need to answer. You are not their gopher. You're not slaves to your feelings. You keep things calm when things get crazy. The quiet in the noise. How strong the silence is. Being able to do this is called power. This is how you keep your feelings in check. Leave now. Live it. Allow them to try. Let them yell. You're still in charge.